expose the water glass to the hardener. So go ahead and watch that. And all we want to do is get A and B together. So A is going to hit B. And then we're going to use the spatula to make sure that we get all of the product out. And that is basically mixed at that point. It's going to change from a dark molassesy color to a butterscotchy white. And then we're going to introduce it to our fiberglass. So I'm your garbage. So all we're going to do is we're going to saturate. When we start our repair, there's a shaggy side to the fiberglass, there's a shiny side to the fiberglass. The shaggy side of the fiberglass is going to absorb about 2/3 of the product. Once the bag is open, that's the time that we're starting with our working and our curing time. So all we're going to do is simply flip it over, and we're going to put the remainder of A and B that's been mixed together onto the fiberglass. Once the bag is opened, and I tell our customers this all the time, it's go time. It's not time to have a cigarette or start talking. It's time to get the material going, get it ready for the repair. So once both sides are wet out, we're going to work our work surface in, which is provided in the kit. We're going to fold it in half. So there's the half right there. And then we're going to fold it in half and overlap it by 1 inch. And I'm going to pick on Brad, not the 6 inches he's been lying to his girlfriend about. It's actually 1 inch, okay? That's all we're going to do there is 1 inch. So once you have that set up, now we have a clean work area that we're dealing with. So when we set the packer on the repair, it's a clean area. We're not getting stuff all over. And we like to work towards the access of our pipe. So at this point, it's a simple roll the repair onto the protective sleeve, and this is where you want to get it as tight as you possibly can on the repair. So see him how he's working that into the pipe, and then he's going to bring it back to you. And this is a 4x24, so 4-inch diameter, 24 inches long, correct. And depending on how hard of a push that you have or the access to your pipe will depend a lot on where you put the bread ties. So if this was a really difficult push where we know we've got some resistance, maybe we have 2 or 3 bends that we're going through to get to our repair, then we might put heavy bread ties towards the front of our repair. So at this point, it's ready to be introduced to our access. And then sent down the pipe, hook our air up, turn our compressor on, and then we'll be good to go. And hopefully they've got it ready. So there it's sliding in, and you're going to see the packer expand into those areas. The curing or the time is already taken place, so I don't know where we are as time-wise. 6 minutes, so from this 6 minutes, we got 24 minutes for this to happen. So PSI right now in 4-inch pipe would be 22 PSI. So when we do our testing of our equipment right here, we're actually going to put the packer inside a test pipe. I like to have holes on each end, and I want to see the lines on the packer inflate to the pipe so I know that it's packed out. And every day you do a dry run in inflate to test your equipment. You're testing your air hose, you're testing your packer, you're testing your regulator. So that's a very important step. And you can see we're already starting to cure. Does anybody have a gun to show temperature? Did anybody bring one?
The right time was this?
This is going to be about 20, 25 to 30 minutes at this temperature. The winter kit, yes, if you're using a winter kit, it would be about an hour and a half at 55 degrees in the ground. So this particular install, if there was heavy infiltration, I&I, cold water, we would want to leave it in probably another 15 minutes because it's colder at the temperature of the repair. So what we do at this point, we might mark on our box that we need to be at 22 psi. We'd want to mark on here what our time that we broke the resin bag. We'd want to mark down here what time we inflated it, and then approximate time that we're going to remove this from the pipe. So that's basically the wet out procedure, the install, how you treat your pipe, how you get it ready, all of the different methods. All of this is VOC free. No volatile organic chemicals were introduced to you or the environment. It can go right in the box and that can go in the garbage right at the people's house that you're working at. Or you can throw it in your truck. Now, in a couple of minutes, this is going to get quite warm. So if you'd like to feel the warmth of what the resin is doing, you can already feel it starting to kick off.
Oh yeah.
And there's a point where it's going to kick off and there's no return. Absolutely. So